What's good, everybody? Welcome back to the CloudSlayer channel. Hope you guys are doing well. Today I'm just going to do some workouts, some bench press and stuff like that. I was going through my channel stuff, and I seen some comments that were previously unknown to me, right? Some comments on my past videos and stuff like that. I appreciate the comments and stuff like that, guys. I really do. I'm not ignoring you or anything like that if I don't like them or anything like that. It's just that I seen some that were like a month old and for some weird reason wasn't like notifying me. I don't know why, but my intention is not to ignore anybody or anything like that. But I did comment back on some of those, so just FYI. So, but I'm about to do some bench press and stuff like that, and I don't know. I think I was gonna see how heavy I can go today. It might not be as heavy as I can. I do want to do like a program to try to get stronger than where I was. So the most I've ever done was with chains 357. Without chains 343. I'm pretty sure I could. You know, I'm pretty confident I could have done it, but doesn't mean that I did it. And then the chains, you know, at the bottom, it probably takes away, because my chains, you know, I have to wrap them around the thing. I don't have any fancy ones like at the gym or whatever, but at the top, they were 22 pounds a piece, so that's 315 with those on there. But at the bottom, I think there was less than I'd say probably a quarter of them on the ground at most. So it was pretty close to being close up to 357. So, but it still gets lighter at the bottom, heavier at the top, and stuff like that. So it doesn't really count. You know what I mean? And I recommend the chains all the time because nothing makes you feel more badass than hearing those chains clank onto the ground. You know what I mean? So I recommend those because of that and stuff like that. So, but I just bought like towing chains and I threw them on there, but at the top, like I said, they're 22 pounds a piece, so it's pretty nice. Makes you feel badass, and you know, you do different type of bench press and stuff like that. So we're gonna go there. I don't know what I might ego left go to a heavy single, but I might just stick to some triples today or something like that. Well, it depends on how my shoulder feels, you know what I mean? So my shoulder's bugging me a little bit. I worked out last night. I don't like to film when I'm not at home and stuff like that because I don't feel comfortable with other people around. I know people like hate when you go into public gyms and you're recording and stuff like that. So I just don't like to make people feel uncomfortable and stuff like that. So I just, you know what I mean? I just go in there, do my work, head home, play a little video games, go to bed, wake up early, hang out with my son and stuff like that. So, but anyways, let's jump into this workout. I know people, they like to do form and stuff like that, but they always recommend starting with the bar. So that's usually what I do myself. Start with the bar first. Everybody has like different setups and stuff like that, but you know, mine's gonna be different than yours. Yours is gonna be different than mine. But the key factor is just you know, making sure you get the proper warm up before like working sets and stuff like that. And you know, I credit like Mark Bell for a lot of things. So I watched like a lot of other bench press videos when I was starting to get back into it and stuff like that. So I know my bench press is nowhere near it. I'm probably broken back into the 300s again, I'm guessing. I did hit a single the other day at the gym for 295. I was doing doubles. I did, you know, a few sets of doubles with like 285. So I don't know. We'll see how I feel today. Like I said, I might just work triples. I guess before we get back into more of that, I got into bench pressing when I was like a kid, lifting with my dad and stuff like that. You know, I was like 13 years old, 14 maybe, and you know, it was the first time I ever lifted. and the most I could do, I think it was like 85 pounds, you know. I was pretty stoked about it. I thought it was cool, but then, you know, my mom laid down and she bench pressed it. I was like, oh, I'm not that cool anymore, you know what I mean? But you can only advance from there and stuff like that. So 85 wasn't too bad. I remember how bad it was, like, oh, how, you know, I felt like my chest was going to explode just walking around and stuff like that. And first time I curled, I could, like, my arms are stuck in that position and stuff like that. It was an awesome feeling, you know, stuff like that. But I was never really consistent with it. I got discouraged, and I never really got that much bench press when I was younger. I think I was like 15 years old. I got up to like 135. I remember this one time I got up to it, and I remember I was all proud of it. I got 3 reps. Oh man, I'm pretty strong. And go to school, and like everybody's doing like 165. We had like the strongest kid in our school at that time. So he was doing like 265. I think this was 9th grade, beginning of 9th grade, maybe 8th grade. I think it was 9th grade. His name was Mason Grimsley, and we were at school at Northview Junior High. 9th grade was considered the tail end of middle school there because there were so many kids in our stuff. No, it was considered high school, but it was in the middle school because there was too many kids, you know, so they packed us in there and whatnot. So, but the kid was doing 265 in freaking 9th grade, man. It was insane. But I didn't, but what I will say is we did have like strength class. Couldn't do push-up. I couldn't do anything. It's pretty crazy, right? But now I can obviously do push-ups and stuff like that. But I remember I did 3 reps and I was like sore, but I ended up bench pressing with a buddy the next day, and he did 135, and he did it like 4 times. I was like, oh my God, dude, you're stronger than me. And I was feeling amped up because everybody was there. It was the first time like lifting in front of other people. And then I hit it for fucking 12 reps, and I was I was like, dude, I could only do 3 last night. It was crazy. And I was like, oh my God, this feels so great. And then I just never continued after that. And then the next year, I think it was like 16, that year I fractured my ankle, and I quit playing basketball. I didn't really do much else. And then the next year, I started lifting weights with a guy named Steve Frazier, a friend of mine. Sometimes stream with him. It's fucking Steve, FKING, Steve. He streams on Twitch. He has a YouTube and stuff like that, but I don't think he does much on YouTube. But he does stream on Twitch if you guys want to check him out. But I lifted with him, and it was crazy because, we were 16 years old, 10th grade, I believe, and we would first start bench pressing at strength training and stuff like that. But then we started doing it just during lunchtime and stuff like that. And I remember I was bench pressing 3 times a day. It was crazy, right? My shoulder was starting to hurt. I was a dipshit, but I got strong pretty fast. I remember 2 weeks strength class. I think at the beginning of strength class, I could do 165 for a single. And then after that 2 weeks, I was at 265. I was like, holy shit. For a single, but then my elbows, my shoulder like really hurt. And, I was just doing like 225, 235 for working sets, trying to do more than that. I remember I could do 225 for sets of 8 and stuff like that. I was proud of it. And, nobody knew I played basketball there because we moved from the cities up to, Cass Lake, Minnesota pretty much. And they just knew that I like to work out a little bit. And then I remember it was like during the summer, Steve kind of stopped working out with me. He got a job and he got busy with that stuff and stuff like that. So then I was lifting alone, and then during the summer I got my bench press. At the beginning of summer, my bench press, I got to 275, and I could do it for sets of 4. And I was like, dude, I'm pretty, but I didn't have any. The most weight we had was 275, and My parents couldn't afford to buy more weights, and then I decided to lose a bunch of weight. I dropped down. I got to 205, and I wanted to play basketball again, so I ended up getting into basketball. I quit lifting weights because, like I mentioned before, that my dad believed it would affect my basketball playing and stuff like that. So I stuck to just playing basketball and stuff like that, and then went many years until 27. Then I hadn't touched weights and stuff like that. So got back into it, and then I fall in and out of it, and come back to it and stuff like that. But enough of my rambling. I'll jump back into lifting here. A lot of things like I didn't know when I was a kid was like bracing myself a little bit more with my core, engaging that. You could see that my belly really puffs up when I lay down because I really brace. I put as much air as I can into my belly, flexing it, and my knees kind of go down a little bit over my toes to create a little bit more leg drive, and I try to force myself up. I didn't know that neither, and I try to keep my elbows tucked in more so, and then I pinch my shoulder blades in a little bit too to try to activate those lats a little bit more. And I never knew these things as a kid, and I had these shoulder problems from bench pressing, and it was amazing. I got to 275 for that many reps, I guess. That's how I think about it, but without tearing something in my shoulder, and I just kept trying to lift through it. I was every day trying to bench press and stuff like that, and I got a pretty big chest at that time, but I was also a heavy kid. I'm a heavy person now, but whatever. But I didn't know any of these things. Nobody taught me. I just, even like weight training class there, nobody told you about like basic setups to incorporate leg drive, to incorporate your lats in there, to tuck in your elbows so you don't flare your elbows too much and potentially injure your shoulders, that's entirely what I was doing, right? And I would do a lot of these reps, and they were pretty ugly. They felt like if I were to do them now, I feel like it'd be ugly and stuff like that, and that I would hurt myself. So when I got older, thanks to Mark Bell and stuff like that, I was able to incorporate these things and ultimately get my my form a little bit better. So if you see those setups and stuff like that, those are things I had to practice on to prevent myself from getting hurt, because when I started lifting again, the same shoulder pain came back, right? It's never really going to go away all the way, but you sure as hell help it when you do those lifts like that, and brace yourself and work on your forms and stuff like that. And I recommend Mark Bell a lot, and there's so many more fitness creators that you can learn from, not just Mark Bell and stuff like that. So, we're going to jump into it. That was only 133. I'm probably going to throw another plate on before I start warming up a lot. I'll try to go a little bit slower to help brace myself, because, like I said, I might at max might be like 300 at most right now. So when I get set up, I put my feet a little bit behind my knees, tight my butt. I try to throw my shoulder blades in there, pinch them in there, butt on the bench, tuck in my elbows. You kind of want to go down straight. You can go straight up. I'm bracing a lot, but I wasn't even using as much leg drive in that as I would normally. But when you go up, you kind of want to do a leg extension on your way up and stuff like that. It helps a lot, and you know, various things like that. So I don't know where I want to go now, but that was a few pause reps. I like to do pause reps when I'm working my way up to maximum, because it really, you know, shocks your nervous system. It really allows you to feel that weight, you know. And plus you want to work your pauses anyways, you know. You also want, you can do speed reps also too. So there's various ways you could do lift and stuff like that. But I don't recommend just doing like touch and goes all the time. I recommend mixing it up. You do pause reps, do touch and goes. Like you can have a PR and pause reps. Like my PR and pause reps is only 315, but my touch and go is the 343, 357 with the chains, right? And things like that. I do recommend the slingshot. It's, you put that on your arms and it helps you maintain form. It helps you feel the weight a little bit more if you want to do more working sets and stuff like that too. It's almost like the wrist straps, or yeah, the straps for the deadlift, except it helps you more. It's it allows you to do like 110% of the weight, but you know, you don't want to rely on it too much. You want to do it when your shoulders hurt, but you still want to just touch the weight that you know that you can do, right? So we'll do, I might throw one on just to demonstrate here towards the end after I work up to a heavy thing. I felt it a little bit on my shoulder, but you know, it's what it is. If it's a tool and it helps you get stronger, use it, you know what I mean? And it helps you maintain a form and stuff like that. Use it. Who cares what anybody says? You know, it's all about you at the end of the day. And if it helps you get stronger, might as well use it. You know what I mean? What's the matter? What somebody else thinks that you use is silly or something? It doesn't matter, because you know it's you against you. And if it helps you attain a goal, use it. You know what I mean? I remember when I was a kid, I used to get like super amped up before I like did lifts, and as I got older, it's like I don't get all super amped up like I used to and stuff like that. And I don't know, it helps like conserve energy. I think you waste a lot of energy when you get amped up, but that's also the old me talking. So when you're a kid, you got so much more energy to expend, you know, stuff like that. So sometimes you could psych yourself out of a lift too, but you can also be calm and still miss the lift. You know what I mean? So opinions, it's up to you to lift how you want to. If getting amped up is what you like to do and makes you feel better, you know, do it. That actually felt really great. I thought that felt good. I probably could have did like 5 reps at most. So I'm gonna add a little bit more weight and see where I can go. So with a lot of these reps, especially if you're gonna lift with all your strength when you're working up and things like that, I would recommend taking longer rest periods. I'm gonna be doing a lot of cutting in this video because there's gonna be a lot of times where I'm just sitting there, you know. I'm gonna for sure put in while I'm talking, but I'm gonna cut out when I'm putting the weights on and things like that, the boring shit, you know what I mean? So it is what it is. I was thinking about adding more music and stuff, but you know, only time will tell. But I'm gonna do 273 here. No, that was 273. I just did it on the last one. I am a dipshit, but 293. We'll just do pauses. I think I'm just gonna do 1 rep max on pause, and then we're gonna see where that's at. It's dangerous to do it by yourself, so I recommend doing it with somebody. But if you have nobody to do it with, don't put clips on there. You can still get stuck under no clips, but if you have to dump it, it's best to have no clips, because you got clips on there, you might be fucked, especially if you're a solo lifter like myself. I've done it before. I was lucky to do it when my my brother was nearby, and he saved me many times. My little brother can see 3553, I believe. He's on he streams on Twitch if you ever want to check him out and stuff like that. Hit him up with a follow. My little brother, I love that dude with all my heart. I have some of those stories where, you know, we fight and stuff like that. A lot of camaraderie. And, you know, we all fight with our siblings, right? And, you know, certain time you stop fighting and you just try to enjoy life the best you can. So, I feel pretty good right now. I'm gonna do this 293. It's a little cooler. The cooler atmosphere keeps you from sweating as much, and it, you know, it might take you longer to warm up too, though. So there's a good and bad stuff to it. So. Felt pretty good. So 293 felt pretty good. Did it for a double. Little pause. I don't know how much. It seemed like when you're under the weight, it seems like it's longer than it is. But I don't know. You know, usually sometimes it's like half a second. Sometimes when you think you pause for like 2-3 seconds, but sometimes it's only, you know, half second, stuff like that. But it's hard too when something feels heavy. You can't do Mississippi's in your head. But, you know, felt pretty good. I might stick to touch and go as I get heavier here. So I'm going to do a 303, but, you know, this is in between. I like to start out with, like I said, those touch and goes, but sometimes your ego wants to take over and you want to just do touch and goes anyways. Sometimes if you're tired and stuff like that, you haven't had proper rest, or something feels off, don't go for those touch and goes, you know. Stick with those pauses if you must, you know, especially if you know your ego's getting in the way and stuff like that. So I know that one wasn't really a pause, but I didn't even drop it. You don't want to drop it on your chest and stuff like that. You want to try to stay pretty slow and contracted. Because if you drop it on your chest, you could fucking fuck yourself up, you know what I mean? I remember when I was a kid, I used to pretty much bounce that shit off my chest. Not a great idea. But I think I'll go up and wait one more time. I'm gonna go up and wait here. I'm gonna go 315. Video automatically cut me out. I didn't see it until a few seconds after I was talking, I guess. But I felt pretty good. I feel like I can do 315, so I'm gonna go for I'm gonna do 315. I'm gonna load the bar up to 315. So hardest part is always like loading up the bar and stuff like that. I know a lot of people they poop on using gloves and stuff like that, but if you want to use gloves, you can. You know, apparently it's kind of hard to get here naturally. So I want to say, like, I've used creatine before in the past, just because they say it helps a lot, but I stopped using that. It really like inflates the shit out of you. It made me, like, I had a hard time bending down, tying my shoes and shit, so I quit doing creatine. I do protein powders. I've done, I used to do quite a bit of the pre-workout, but now I do pre-workout just to stay awake, but not that often. I rarely use pre-workout anymore. To me, it's kind of a waste of money, so I've been slamming the shit out of coffee and stuff like that. So, but 315, so we got a 45, 55, 25, and a 10, so we'll give her a go. I don't know how sloppy that looked or anything like that, but that was a touch and go. I don't know. I might have had a half more in me, but I think that's pretty close to my max. You know, I'm not winded. I feel like I should go up 10 more pounds, but I don't know. I should just do it. So, I do got those 2.5 plates. I might just have to go up 5 more pounds or something. Yeah, we'll just call it there. But maybe do some more singles. I don't know. Oh, I did promise to do a slingshot. So slingshot from Mark Bell. When you use these and you do like if you know it lies to you about your 1 rep max and stuff like that. For a lot of people, it jumps up. If you got longer arms like me, you want it below your elbow hinge, like or right there. I got long arms. I'm 6'3", but I got a 6'7" wingspan. 6'7", 6'8", something like that. But you want it about there. Some people have it up a little bit more. Some people have it down further. But the thing is here, if you do 3 reps with this on, in theory, you're able to do it once. So I'm probably just gonna throw in some clamps. I guess I just want to prove a point because at most I probably would be doing 10 more pounds, but I threw on 20 more pounds. A lot of people like to say that they're 1 rep max and then they use one of these, and it's not true. It's not a true 1 rep max. But I didn't even go down all the way in that second one. I could have, but the thing is with these, with the slingshot, like it felt nice and stuff, but it assists you so much. I probably could have did like, especially for that first rep, I don't know, probably like 20 pounds more at most, and it really can inflate your ego. So I don't recommend like exceeding your limit too much. It helps you do a little bit more, but that was like 335. So I mean, I probably could have did like 350, 355 or something, but it's not true to your 1 rep max or anything like that. So you know, it can help with confidence. It can help with many things, help your form and stuff like that. But at the bottom, you're so assisted. At the top, it overloads your triceps. So it's an accessory. Use it as an accessory lift. It's not counting as your full lift and stuff like that. So that's something to keep in mind. But if you want to do it for overload, so I'm gonna do some more lifts with that. I dropped back down to 315. I just wanted to do a demonstration with that, but it also bends your wrist back a lot. So I recommend using wrist wraps with it in combination with the slingshot to help save your wrist, because it does hurt your wrist quite a bit and stuff like that. So, but I'm gonna program based off that 315. And do my best to gain strength from there, because I do want to beat my best of 343. My goal right now is 405 for the bench press. So right now I'm trying to get my deadlift up to 500. So I just got back into the 400s with that, with the last video I posted, and hopefully I don't hurt my ankle again. I'm not doing any fucking lifting weights and squats, because I think combination of both those really hurt me, especially with how much I walk. So I just want deadlifts. I don't give a shit about squats. I do body weight squats. I'm happy with that. You know what I mean? And if you're happy with it, who cares what anybody says, right? You do you and stuff like that. So, but anyways, I'm going to do some overloaded triceps with some slingshot. I want to add, also it's key to, especially if you ain't got no spotters, to try to stay in a rep range that you know you can do. But if you got spotters, for sure, go all out, go balls to the wall if you want to, you know what I mean? But I think that's going to conclude this video. If you liked it, it would help me out a ton if you liked and subscribe. I do appreciate it. I'm going to do some more workouts. I'm gonna take out the slingshot first of all. I'm gonna drop weight and I'm gonna add some more volume, a little bit more volume. I'm gonna probably drop down to 245 here, and then I'm gonna do an AMRAP. Probably not too much right now, but because you know that 35 was pretty heavy even, just because of the lockout and stuff like that. So to add volume, I usually like to work all the way down, hitting the same weights that I hit on the way up. I don't show it on camera, but usually, but I'll do it this time. I go a little faster, so I'm a little more fatigued, less rest time. I don't try to hit the same reps. Sometimes I might just do a single. I probably could have did more reps, but at least I ain't got no spotter. A little burnt off from that stuff, but I just want to show on the way back, it's more of treating like you're fatigued, you know. Try to get the weights off as fast as I can and get under that press as fast as I can again. It helps with like more hypertrophy and stuff like that. So, but you still want to try to hit form as best you can. And if you think your form's gonna slip, don't do it again. Don't do another rep. That's where you can hurt yourself. It took me many years to figure that out and stuff like that. So, but I mean, you don't have to listen to me. You'll figure that out on your own, I guess, if you don't want to listen. I'm a knucklehead. I don't like to listen either. But anyways, love you guys. Peace.